Hello everyone and welcome to Dungeoneered. I'm your host Jeremy Stratton, and this is the show that shines a spotlight on all the cool dungeons and homes that players have made in EverQuest II, with news and updates occasionally sprinkled in. This is the first episode. What we're going to do is we're going to jump into the Dungeon Maker and look through it, browse through it, and decide on a dungeon and run through it. Occasionally, I will look ahead for future episodes to find some really spectacular dungeons if I can. But part of the fun in the Dungeon Maker is just kind of seeing what's available at any given time. So if we pull it up, we see the Hall of Fame right away. We see a all too common phenomenon lately with the titles: 1 room, 52 marks, 7-minute solo, Ultima 800 token grind, 1 room plus 102 marks plus 18k. Just basically titles showing off what you can get out of it as far as purely a reward based dungeon. We're going to skip these for the most part and look into something that might be more creative. Here's more. They definitely seem to be the most popular, and they might win out, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. We're going to look through and see what we can find in more creative terms. Star Trek: Another Quadrant. So this has 4 likes. Owner Contessia. This was published about a month ago. We've got 4 likes on action, 3 on style. Now I'm doing this solo for future dungeons, especially ones I look ahead for. I'll try to put together at least one other person solo with. As far as I know, you cannot take a mercenary. You cannot hire a mercenary and take them in to a dungeon with you. If you have a mercenary and have him out and then try to jump in, he'll just disappear, and he'll reappear after you leave the dungeon. So let's go ahead and try this one. Star Trek: Another Quadrant, why not? Currently, we're still playing as avatars. That means anybody who plays, whether you're playing a dungeon together in a party or solo, once you zone in, you have to pick from among a list of these avatars. They are currently working on making it so players can play with their actual characters. I think I'm going to take the Void Stalker here and get the lay of the land. I'm going to zoom in real quick here. It looks like immediately right in front of me is a spider. There's a hand. It's so pretty evenly spaced individual mobs. So we're going to just take a step forward here and oh, sneaky, that one is not a mob at all, is it? There's a mob, there's a mob. Oh, elite, so oof. He has this nasty knockback. ENS disposable. I think that's Ensign disposable to go with a Star Trek theme. You know, this is actually I think this is, I want to say Crushbone, part of the Crushbone, but maybe it's the Layer Scale or series of dungeons with this motif. But Ensign red shirt. But I think this fits for like a, what do you think, a Klingon feel. Definitely could see a Klingon, this being a Klingon ship or housing. More red shirts. So far this first room at least looks like it's made to be soloable. Who's this? Ensign, he's dead Jim. I wonder if we have any with dialogue. The dialogue's a little bit glitchy as far as whether it gets triggered or not, but it's a really neat feature I like. You can another dead red shirt. You can program dialogue for on trigger, for like on aggro. You can have them say something else about at 50% health, and then upon death they could even say something else. So that's pretty cool. Who's this? Just a security guard. I don't want to. I would get a little bit closer, but I don't want to get too close to the other security guard, even though I probably wouldn't. Yeah. So far, it's not decorated. Pretty sparse with those decorations, but I think that's a decoration there, and it's okay. we've got a security guard here. The Arabian security guard. He will summon up the genie to defeat you. Upon red alert. Okay, this might be a little tricky. Lots of security guards. I wonder if we're gonna see anyone from any named characters from the show. Any of the shows or movies. Nurse Chappelle. Gotta watch out for Sulu down there. Sulu, the 900-pound gorilla in there. Okay, here's some decorations. Have to have a star map in a Star Trek theme. Sulu, you just aren't looking the same anymore. A lot of people tend to just set the mobs there and let them stand, but you can actually set the mobs on pathways, so you can make them walk back and forth, and on some simplistic paths you can set. Now this is neat here. Sort of looks like it could be Quark's restaurant slash whatever you want to call it. Call that Quark's little his bar, I guess. I guess in Deep Space Nine he had a bar. Ooh, see, there's one pile of bones walking on a pathway. I would have thought they would have taken these monsters and named them after monsters from the many different series and shows. There's been so many episodes of Star Trek and so many different series and movies. They probably featured hundreds of different kinds of monsters, all with different crazy names. This is tightly... Oh wait, that rat is not a mob, so... can get in there. Oh, looks like we've got... Oh, shoot. Okay. Looks like I've got, well, 4, but really only 3, because if I can take out... If I take out this guy, which I should have taken him out first, his helper... Ooh, this is Khan. Khan's helper will die as well. See there? That'll make things a lot easier. Void Stalker has a nice spell here to kind of do a little heal. Inflicts damage and heals me for 10% of my max health, which comes in handy in a pinch. So who we got here? Uhura Montgomery Scott. Is that Scotty? Okay, those guys are just dolls, I guess, hanging out. Oh, combo again. Definitely go for the yellow elite first. The Uhura, I whistle when I say that, Uhura. Sorry, Uhura, you had to go. Scotty, I know. You're old news. Your show's canceled. Riley. I don't know Riley. I don't know where Riley's from. I don't remember. So, some pretty unique decorating here. Pretty cool. What do we have here? Desal. Usually, if I'm just taking on one at a time, I pretty much spam my Shadow Strike, and maybe just if I feel like it, I'll do Void Shot. Uh-oh. Spock. They should have gave him dialogue. When he died, he could have said, "This is not logical." Well, he wouldn't sound like that. Freaking robot. I mean, with a theme like Star Trek, you could throw in tons of one-liners for dialogue for the characters to say. I mean, Bones could just be like, you know, I'm not an engineer. What does he always say? He's like, he's always grumbling about stuff. Janice, wrong, man, wrong, and oh my goodness, James T. Kirk. Why is James T. Kirk coupled with a character named Janice Rand? If James T. Kirk really looked like that, he wouldn't have gotten near the amount of ladies he got throughout his Starfleet career. Security guard. Who's this up there? Just more security guards here, huh? Anyone hiding back here? Yep, there's a wolf security guard. This does have just this little bit of decoration here with the floor tiles and these baubles, whatever you want to call them, going off. Definitely does have kind of a original Star Trek series kind of feel to it, doesn't it? Just a... I think there are mobs of these tigers with the tendrils, but this one appears to just be a decoration. That's definitely something that would fit in the Star Trek universe, though. That cat with the tendrils moving around like that. Ooh, Q! We're fighting Q here. Now see, they should have made... I would have made Q the guy with the turban. The Arabian-looking guy. I would have made him Q, because Q always does that. He finds goofy, silly disguises. What we got here? Now here's one of these guys. Whoa, he's a flamer. He's a flamer. He's flaming. Ah, I amused myself. Now, see, when you have these things, go for the, they're always a familiar that's attached, you can tell till they say it, to restless liches. Igneous, Magi. Basically always go for the other guy, because they'll die as soon as you kill the first guy. Who's this? O'Brien. Oh. Do I have O'Brien? Do I have him targeted? Yeah, targeting is semi-glitchy as well right now. But there is an update that actually just came out today, I believe. Today or yesterday. So the really good news is they've informed us at the SOE on EverQuest II's main page that they have been working steadily on the feature to let us play through player-made dungeons with our regular characters. The problem has always been scaling. As it is right now, it's easy to make everybody choose an avatar and then have everything scaled at level 50. Have your avatars and all the mobs scaled at level 50. when you start introducing characters, then you're introducing any character, any level, because all you have to do is be at least level 20 to be able to run player-made dungeon. I'm glad they added Barkley in here, by the way. Nurse Ogawa. So, they added a thing they hinted at, and they're calling it leveling, what do they call it? Boy, I forgot already. Level agnostics? Level diagnostics, or level agnostics, or something to do with, they found a really neat way, they said, to adjust leveling, and even people who are different levels who go into a party and come into one of these dungeons. They said they've even covered that. So that sounds exciting to me. And, oh, on top of that, they said they liked it so much, well, they seemed to like it so much, that they said they're already thinking of other uses for this new kind of level agnostics they've come up with. So that's pretty cool. Still no ETA, though. We don't know when. Okay, who's this? Oh, Beverly Crusher. I remember Beverly looking a lot better than this in the show. Wesley Crusher. Would they make him some kind of an elemental for the game? I wonder if that's you know, I wonder if that was planned. Oh, this is a djinn. Yeah, pretty much it's not too really difficult going through if you can take one mob at a time, solo. So what that does to me is it makes me prefer to find a really creative dungeon. I'm gonna try to sneak in here. Because if you wanted to, you could just plow through it to get the rewards, the dungeon marks and experience, as you saw for the names of those dungeons. Oh, Ensign, well, she's not an ensign, is she? Deanna Troy. She's the ship's counselor. So we went from the original series. We're on Next Generation. I wonder if we'll be hitting any of the other shows, like Star Trek Voyager or Deep Space Nine. Data. They sure picked a good one for Data. I like that. Get this security guard over here. A lot of players like to try to spring traps on you. They'll hide mobs anywhere they can. Even they'll get furniture and then hide mobs like inside the furniture. They one of the cool things is you can shrink the mobs. Treat them a little bit like furniture. You can shrink them and, you know, enlarge them. So sometimes they'll shrink rats down really tiny and have them hiding right like in the corners here, and you won't see them. You'll run past them and have like 4 rats on you, plus the mob you went for in front of you. What are we doing here? Oh, shoot. Tasha Yar. Wow. Put Tasha Yar in here. Okay, what we got here? Geordie LaForge. Worf. They did a pretty good job with Worf. You know, and I think Geordie LaForge too, they picked one to have to do with eyes, and it's sort of Geordie's thing. I'm gonna have to fight both of these. Shouldn't be difficult. They're both like regular whites. What do we have up here? Just a decoration. Ooh, Riker, number 2. Oh no, he's number 1. Well, that's a cool model. I've never seen that one before. It looks like maybe an armored ice troll, or an ice dwarf, I mean, or any dwarf really, just armored. Okay. See, they'll hide them around corners now. Gotta watch out for that. Uh oh, security guard hand. Security guards. I've never seen some of these mobs before. Kind of interesting. Bunch of security guards. Aha. Guinan. Guinan. Yes, this is definitely next generation. Getting into. Who's gonna be up there? Oh my goodness. Jean-Luc Picard. I think they like the person who made this likes the Next Generation series better than the original, because they made Jean-Luc Picard the ultimate boss for this dungeon. I should have said this at the beginning of the show, because this is all about showcasing your dungeons and your houses, and homes, and guild halls off. So it was important at the beginning of the show to mention the server I'm on. I'm on Freeport server, and I'll try to throw that into my opening for episode 2. But I am on the Freeport server, and we'll go back over all that after we finish and tally up our winnings and how we did. And another wolf security guard. This is a nice spell here. I can kind of tag him from a bit of a different distance. All around the Void Stalker is pretty nice, but I think it's one you have to buy. You can buy with Dungeon Marks or those station cash in the cash shop. Normally, if you haven't bought the expansion, if you're playing totally free, you're going to have the 4 basic avatars. I think you can go in. Well, maybe you have to have the expansion to get the extra freebies, because there are a couple ones that are like totally free, but you have to technically buy them. You have to go through the motions. It just tells you they cost 0, and you just add them and then buy. But that's probably only for people who actually bought the expansion. But even still, the 4 basic ones are, let's see, we're ready. The 4 basic ones are fairly good. I mostly just choose different ones based off maybe how I like how it looks, and maybe a bit about the attacks it has. Alright, Jean-Luc Picard. Let's see what you've got. not too hard. I thought it would have been a lot harder because he had an orange name. So, it looks like, well, maybe that's not it. We do, oh, that's not it. We might have another show to go. Another series yet to go. Maybe we have got Star Trek Voyager or Deep Space Nine or something yet to go. Aha, yep, Dax. There we go, Deep Space Nine. See? Bashir, Julian Bashir. Hopefully I'm not. Yeah. Odo. Ha, that's pretty cool. Odo. I thought she would have been a yellow name. I'm not quite sure why she's a centaur. It could be that he's limited. He or she, Contessia, could be she, is limited to the mobs they found, collected, and bought. Here's Quark. Ooh, we got some nasties up here. Who is Kira Nerys? I don't remember Kira. A lot of these apes and gorillas, well, like yetis type mobs. Okay, who is this? Benjamin Sisko. Boy, that's a pretty cool model. Oh, see, I gotta be careful here. Although I probably would do okay against two whites. Been doing pretty well so far. Haven't had any really close calls. Skeleton security guard. Oh, oh! Sneaky. See? Don't want to get in too much of a rush. Chakotay. So this Chakotay is from Voyager. So we are covering most of the series. Gotta be careful here. Tuvok, huh? That's good. Here you can. Back here a little bit. It'll be okay. I just wanted to fix my view. Yeah, take that. Bring it on, Chico. Bring it. Oh my goodness, I accidentally he's spazzing out. Joe Carey. I don't remember a Joe Carey. Don't remember that. Wow, these graphics are so good. You can hear the lifelike cat sounds. There it goes again. There must be a cat inside this dungeon. Paris. He was the charmer of the show, wasn't he? Or he tried to be. And now he's a raptor. Well, a dinosaur of some type. The Doctor. He was a holographic doctor. Oh, see, he's got another walking one over there. Oh, and I aggroed it too. A cat spazzing out. Might have to. What a way to hold a first episode. It's my fault for not making sure the area was cat-proof. 7 of 9. There we go. That's a pretty good mob choice, I think, for 7 of 9. Neelix. Actually, might not be too bad for Neelix either. So it's down to Janeway. Jean-Luc Picard was still, I think, the tougher, or at least the more elite boss so far. does look like they tried to make some areas like right here look like the hulls of a ship. Ooh, I shouldn't have come around the corner so fast. T-pole. T-pole. Oh, are we getting into, yeah, we are. This is, Star Trek, Enterprise, which is was supposed to be a precursor to the original with Kirk. And I'm not it's the one I'm least familiar with, but Sushi Sato. Now there are also ways to make the mobs tougher. There are little specialties along with mobs you can find when you're out hunting and furniture. Anything that you can get to improve your dungeon, you find it through gameplay and other dungeons. One of the things are like these special effects. Well, not really special effects, they're boosters to the mob's power, and when you're making your dungeon, you basically lay them down, and they'll have effects that basically will apply to any mob within a room that you put that. So you can have things like add +1 level. So if I were to put a box down, now the box doesn't show up when you're playing. It's just to signify that you're using an effect for the creator of the dungeon. See here? Got a guy hiding back there. Oh, he came out anyways. Ooh. Sucker. There's lots of these effects too, and they keep adding more, which I like. A lot of them are, right now, are to raise them multiple levels or even de-level them. But the other interesting ones are ones that add power. Like, you can lay down an effect that would make a mob stun you or poison you. Things like that. Make them, basically give the mob additional powers. Flocks. Was Phlox the Vulcan in Generations? Well, there we have it. We went through the entire series of Star Trek, all the series. We went through the original, Next Generation, Voyager, Deep Space Nine, and then we finished off with Enterprise. So we'll leave Dungeon, and it'll give us a look at that. I gained enough. Let me make sure. Main chat. I gained 28,559 XP. Of course, I have my AA on, I think, 50% or something like that. I used 33.6 Adventure Vitality. That's interesting. Gained an AA point for that. That's cool. So I like the style. I'm not sold on the action. Well, definitely a thumbs up for the style, because it's kind of cool. It's themed, and it's themed after all the Star Trek series. That's cool. Action. I'm gonna leave it go. I know it's harsh, but I'll leave it go. Style, though, definitely. We'll zone out and see how many marks we got for that. 62 marks. That's not bad. Nice little run for 62 marks. And it was fun. It was fun enough. I enjoyed it. I think they could improve it by, at the very least, I think they could improve it by giving all the characters one-liners that they have from the shows. You know, like Spock. They should have had him saying something like, "That is not logical," you know, and then find some one-liners for all the other ones. You know, like Scotty always what does Scotty do? He's always semi-frantically saying you know, I'm not a miracle worker, I'm an engineer or something like that. And Bones is always grumbling about something from the original series. So let's take a look again at what that one was. That was Star Trek Another Quadrant. That was in the Hall of Fame. I'm trying to think of... trying to get an idea of what style that was in. Style was that? Was that layer? I think that's layer of scale style, the motif, but definitely suitable, I think, for Klingons. You know, definitely would look like home for Klingons. Look at this one. I just barely clicked. I just randomly clicked on it. It looks interesting with the scale with the crocodiles or whatever they are. So, going back to this one, Hall of Fame. Where were we at here? Star Trek Another Quadrant by Contessia, and we're on the Freeport server. Already have a bunch of awards. Number 1 in action, top in action, looks like they got that award 25 times. Top in style, 26 times. That might have been thanks to me. Sorry if I'm the one that cost you getting a 26th one in action. But you know, I had to leave room for improvement. So definitely, at the very least, I suggest throw some dialogue in there for those characters. The decorations aren't too bad. I mean, Contessia might be limited by what he or she has available. So that's going to be it for the very first episode of Dungeoneered. I haven't figured out what day of the week I'm going to throw this up on. I think I'm going to throw this up every Friday. So for now, this is going to be going up every Friday. I was your host, Jeremy Stratton. You can always find me on Twitter. I'm at Jeremy_Stratton. I'm going to put that along with my website, my blog, in the description below. Please comment, subscribe. I know it sounds cheesy. Everybody always says that on YouTube, don't they? They're always like, comment, subscribe, do this, do that, this. But if you want to, that'd be awesome. This will come out every Friday. And stay tuned for the next one. I actually have a dungeon, an amazing dungeon lined up for you guys next Friday. An amazing dungeon by Pixie Wrath on the Freeport server. Has a dungeon, and I believe it's called... actually will find it here. Might not be under Hall of Fame. It's called, like, it has like a weird Mayan, you know, the names of Mayan gods like Quetzalcoatl and Quetzalcoatl and stuff, but with those weird spellings, lots of Q's and Z's and TCH's. It's called like Keltex or Keltech's domain or something like that. And it's by Pixie Wrath, and it's just amazing. So you definitely stay tuned. I'm going to run through that. I'm going to try to get somebody to run through it with me and show it off. It's definitely worthy. So until Friday, I'll see you. I'll see you then. And go ahead and leave comments on the YouTube or even on my blog. I'll be posting all the videos up there as well as the place they have on YouTube. Alright, well that does it for episode 1 in Dungeoneering. So until next week, I'll see you later.